Hello, friends and clients. I am Jennifer Walker Gates, board certified immigration attorney with JLW Immigration Law Group out of Austin, Texas. I am glad to be here today to talk to you about automatic EAD extensions, automatic extensions of work permits, work authorization. That's what we're talking about. This is really important for anyone who is trying to work in the United States on a temporary work permit. The renewal times can get really long on these, and sometimes the card that you have expires, looks like it's out of date. So what we're talking about today is how to show an employer or the driver's license office or anyone else that you have an automatic extension of your work permit so that you can continue to work, you can continue to renew your driver's license, and hopefully not experience a great deal of problems because USCIS has taken too long to renew your work authorization document. Before I get into the substance of today's topic, I want to ask that you take a moment to please subscribe to our channel. We publish videos every week because we want to make sure every immigrant in the United States has really high quality, trustworthy, reliable information. There is a lot of information out on the internet that is not reliable, that is not trustworthy, that is just designed to get clicks and looks and likes. And we want to make sure that the voice of reason is available for people who are going through this process, because that is what will help you succeed ultimately. So please like our channel, share this video if this is helpful for you, or if you know someone who can benefit from the information. And if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I do respond to comments, and I'm happy to do that for you. If you need direct assistance, specific advice about your particular case, it's best to contact us. You can do that at our website or at our phone number, which are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Our website is jlw.law, and our phone number is 512-633-1785. If you go to our site, you can click on a button and schedule directly with me or any of the attorneys in our firm, and we'll be glad to take a careful look at your case and give you confidential, customized information and advice about your particular case and how to have the best chance of success. As we know, if you are working with a temporary work card, whether that be because you have an asylum application pending, or you have an application for adjustment of status pending, or perhaps you are on a temporary work visa and your application for residency is also pending, you can sometimes run up against the limitations of your work authorization period on your card. And even though you have already filed for your renewal, you don't have it yet. And this has created a lot of problems. This has created an enormous number of problems for our DACA clients. DACAs, unfortunately, are not subject to automatic extension of their work permits. However, the general rule about this does help an enormous number of people who are working with what's called an EAD, Employment Authorization Document, also known as a work permit. It's a card that has a beginning date and an end date, usually anywhere from 1 to 5 years. If you are in removal proceedings and have applied for cancellation of removal, that is another situation where your work permit can expire before the new one arrives. If you have been paroled into the United States on humanitarian parole and you have a work permit under that category is also subject to automatic extensions. So what do you do if you have your card and it's expired and you're waiting on your new card and it hasn't gotten to you yet? What you can do is you can go to this page on the USCIS website, uscis.gov/EAD auto extend. On that page, you will see links to what's called the Federal Register. The Federal Register is law. That's the document that I really like to print out, the Federal Register notice that announces these automatic extensions for people who have filed already for their renewal and are waiting on USCIS to do its work. The Federal Register is law. It says this is a new rule. It's temporary. And what it says right now is that people who have timely filed their work permits on or before April 4th of 2024 receive an automatic extension for 540 days. That's basically a year and a half after your card expires. And what this means is that employers are not allowed to fire someone who is subject to this automatic extension for lacking work authorization. If you have an old expired card and you filed on time, you have your receipt notice showing that you filed on time, and you have a copy of this Federal Register notice, your employer is committing what's called national or origin discrimination, if they fire you for not having work authorization, because you do have work authorization. The Federal Register notice is saying you are work authorized, not that you will be in the future, not just that your renewal is pending, but that your old authorization to work is still valid. It is extended. The validity of that is extended for an additional year and a half while you await your new card. So I've had conversations with employers for several of our clients about this, and it is really important for people to understand that having this Federal Register notice public means that employers are bound by it. That means you cannot be fired if you are working on an expired work permit if you are subject to this temporary extension. Now, the other problem that we see a number of our clients dealing with in this situation is that driver's license offices in certain states don't want to issue a driver's license extension or renewal because the work permit card itself is expired. In Texas, which is where our office is located, immigrants cannot get a driver's license if they are out of work authorization. If their work authorization is valid, the driver's license period is also valid. If the work authorization expires, the driver's license also expires. The driver's licenses are issued to immigrants working on temporary work permits for the validity dates of that work permit. So now, in a number of smaller offices around the state of Texas, we've heard from clients that they are having difficulty getting their driver's license renewed or extended with that Federal Register notice. There are a number of reasons for this. There is discrimination, certainly, in Texas against immigrants in state offices all over the place. I'm definitely not going to deny that. Some offices just don't have the training. They've not had the resources or the funding made available to them to get updated and trained on these issues. So what we have seen work in a number of cases with our clients is that they simply go to a driver's license office in a larger city. The disadvantage of that is that you will often have to wait in line longer in some of those places. If you're not able to make an appointment online, if you just go, then you may be required to wait a few hours in order to talk to an agent about extending your license. However, in most cases, what we have seen is that the offices that are bigger have better resources, they have better training, and most of the time they are aware that the Federal Register applies to the driver's license. They are able to look in the SAVE system effectively and read what it says effectively. That is the federal system that driver's license offices use in Texas to understand whether someone is work authorized or not. So for employers, do let them know. If you are working with a temporary work permit card and your employer is concerned about the expiration date, that employer can reach out to their own attorney. They can reach out to your attorney. They can look at that Federal Register notice, and they should be able to tell from that you are still work authorized. But if not, they do need to talk to an attorney before they terminate you. If you are terminated by your employer because your work permit card has expired and you're also subject to that automatic extension, you do have a legal case against them for discrimination. So we don't handle those kinds of cases at JLW Immigration Law Group. However, we can refer to trusted colleagues that do handle that type of matter. So if that has happened to you, feel free to reach out to us, leave us a comment, and I will be happy to share some contact information with people who may need it. And if you are trying to get your driver's license renewed and you're struggling with that, try going to a bigger office. Try going to a different office in a different place with better resources and see if that helps. I hope this information has been helpful. I know that these automatic extensions are helpful. Certainly, it's better than letting your employment authorization run out and not have anything. And it's also frustrating that USCIS isn't able to complete their work in a timely fashion. We are seeing improvements in certain types of cases in certain areas, definitely with certain work permits, definitely with our DACA renewals. We are seeing improvements as the years gone after the pandemic and things got so slow and so backlogged. So hopefully that will continue, and that will continue to be the trend going forward. But in the meantime, if you are struggling with this automatic extension situation or issue, leave us a comment, reach out to us directly. We would be happy to help you and give you some recommendations and tips that have worked for our clients if that is applicable to your situation. With that, please take care, leave us a comment, share the video, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.